What up, everybody? Welcome to Unconventional Movements. This is episode number 2. It's a beautiful day. Figured we'd spend it in the park today. We're gonna go over the kettlebell swing. Again, it's a beautiful day to be outside. Bring your bells and let's get after it, all right? So this is the two-hand swing. I'm gonna show you what it'll look like. We'll go over some coaching cues through that, and then you feel free to have at it however you want, all right? So let me show you. When we're thinking two-hand swing, I'm gonna show you from a profile view. It's a hip hinge, it's not a squat, right? We worked the squat yesterday. So from our hip hinge, I'm gonna go for a big hike, and bring it back down to the deck in the same way. From the front, it should look basically the same, except for you see from the front. Again, big hike, back down to the deck, all right? Now how I'll coach this for new people and to just kind of warm up some of our seasoned vets is we'll just kind of start with what we call the naked swing and progress through each movement, all right? So first, let's go over the naked swing. Remember, guys, I'm always applying torque. Feet planted, screw them into the ground. I'm tight, wound up. I've got a stable ankle, stable knee, and stable hip, okay? So always when I'm starting any kind of movement, I'm applying a lot of torque into the ground, okay? So what we're gonna do is the naked swing. You're gonna take your foot. No, that would be the wind. Could be the wind blowing. Let's try that again. Okay, we're good. We're up. Things are running. Okay, so we're gonna take about a foot. So I line my foot up with the bell, see my other foot, and another half a foot, and step that out. All right. From here, I'm gonna hinge my hips back. Remember, this is a hip hinge. The difference between a hip hinge and a squat, right? Hip hinge, squat. So this is a hip hinge. We see far too often people wanting to squat this bell, all right? We're gonna take a hold of the bell, we're gonna pull back, and we're gonna go for one big hike, okay? So I'm gonna hike it back, and then back down. I'm gonna hike it again, and down. We're gonna do that 5 times, all right? After we're done there, there's some big key pointers that we're looking for. I wanna really make sure I'm activating my lats and pulling here, rather than activating through my traps and shrugging this belt through. We see that time and time again, just something to practice and something to look for, all right? So after your hike, we're gonna go for a single swing and to the deck, all right? This is a power movement. The power is gonna come from your hips. The movement isn't from your shoulders or from your quads, right? It's from your hips. So how we're gonna do this, we're gonna pull our hips back, right? Load backwards. We're gonna reach for that bell, pull it in. I got a big hike with the lats. One swing, back down to the deck. If you notice, what I'm looking for is a large hip drive. I'm not lifting this thing with my arms. This thing's 88 pounds. There's no way I'm gonna get that thing up with just my arms. It's all through the hips, right? So one more time. Load the hips backwards. I make sure I'm 1.5 feet away. Take a hold of that kettlebell. Pull back with my lats, big hike, hips, and back down to the ground, okay? After that, I'll go into maybe linking 2 or 3. Today I'll show you what linking 2 looks like, all right? So again, screw the feet in, pull the hips back, reach for that kettlebell. You can break at the knees a little bit. We wanna make sure that the hips are lower than the shoulders. I don't wanna be standing here pulling this. Equals a bad day, right? So I sit my butt into it. Again, I'm gonna pull. 1, 2, and back down. I'll probably go about 2 or 3 more rounds of that and then get ready for my kettlebell swings, okay? Today I did hundreds. I was doing 20 every minute on the minute. Do them however you want, especially if you're learning. Just start to get into it, right? Just start getting good at the movement. Couple key points here, guys. I saw this, Tim Smansky, WOD Doc here. He had a pretty hilarious cue that I use fairly often. We only go elbows deep on the weekend. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, when I kettlebell swing, I wanna make sure I'm to my wrist. Far too often do we see people going way too deep. That looks like a really terrible position for me to be in, doesn't it? So as I swing, I go just to my wrist, and I'm ending in the same position I started. So again, it looks something like this. Big hike, forward, to the wrist, right? Okay, and then back down to the deck. The next thing is your breathing. Super important, you should always be breathing. Don't hold your breath through any power or strength movements, right? Just doesn't make sense, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a deep breath in as the bell comes down, and I'm gonna take a strong power breath out as the bell reaches the top. It'll look something like this. And then back down to the deck, okay? A couple key points to look out for. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop me a line, text, email, hit me up on social media, whatever you need to do. And yeah, we'll go over your swing. Feel free to drop by. Remember guys, in this order: move well, feel great, look sexy. Remember, symmetrical is the new sexy. We'll see you later.